Your enemies will watch you blow up. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, your enemies will watch you blow up. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, watch me blow. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, watch me blow. See, family, one of the most beautiful sights you will be able to see is a person who said that you wouldn't ever be anything, a person who said that you were incapable, incompetent, family members who said that you wouldn't be anything. You will always be like your daddy, be like your mama, or somebody who was incompetent. You know, watching the people who set traps for you fall in those very traps and you still get elevated and exalted before their eyes. It's a beautiful sight to see. All right. I'm not saying that we should rejoice in a person's calamity, but what I am saying is it's a beautiful sight to see when you prospered after a person or people intentionally tried to make you fail or fall. All right. And so, family, your enemies will have no choice but to watch you blow up. I don't know if you are a singer, a rapper, a model, a dancer, engineer, architect, a lawyer. All right. You're going to school. Maybe you're going back to get your GED, a diploma, whatever it is, y'all. Drop in the comments and let me know what you're working on right now. All right, you getting that degree, whatever. What I want y'all to understand is that your enemies, the ones who said, oh, they gonna be back in this hometown. They gonna be back doing the same thing. They gonna be back in my pockets. They ain't gonna have their house or their apartment for long. They'll lose their car. The people who's talking negatively on your name and speaking negatively on your success in your career, they will have no choice but to watch you blow up. All right. And we're going to speak about it directly in this video, y'all. But first thing is first, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Fam, we're coming in once again on the Reno Speaks Life channel today. Second video of today. Y'all already know what's going on, y'all. Let's get directly into this banger. Number one, first thing is first, you're their primary focus, all right? You are their primary focus. I'm sure y'all heard the saying, where energy goes, energy grows, or where energy flows, energy grows. Somewhere around there, y'all. The point is on that, whenever you focus on something primarily, this is what you're going to get, all right? This is what's going to grow. This is where your fruits are going to be, whether they're good or bad. But anytime you place energy on a person, thing, and that's all the energy you're placing it on, in the very place you are proportioning your energy at, that's what you're gonna get, what you expect. All right. And what I'm saying, y'all, is that being that you are their primary focus, they're not able to focus on their career. They're not able to focus on them blowing up. They're not able to focus on their families. They're so busy worrying about what you are doing and who you're doing it with and where you're doing it at, to where they are forgetting that the primary focus need to be on their business, in their business. Speaking of business, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, a man who starts a business, right? Or a woman who starts a business, tomato, tomato, right? But they started a business. Well, the business is not doing so well. The business is in the red. The business is depreciating. The man had to take out a loan. The woman had to get a line of business credit. They're trying to figure things out. Well, while the enemy is making them their primary focus, what the enemy failed to realize is that, yeah, you see them down, but if they're your primary focus, you're going to see them when they go up. Now the business is getting in the yellow. The business is in the green. The business is making more sales. The business is showing results, getting outcomes. The business is doing press. They're in magazines. The list goes on. Guess what the enemy sees as well? The blow up. That's the same thing with yourself, y'all. They may be watching you while you're down right now, but they're going to watch you when you come up as well. All right. You are their primary focus, and anything you focus on, is what you're gonna get. They get to see you blow up. All right. Number two, it's gonna be this right here, fam. They closed the door on your face. They closed the door in your face. I'm talking about they slammed it. You were so close to the door, y'all, it almost touched your nose. For some people, it probably knocked your back. All right. One of my favorite movies, y'all, I always talk about this movie, but I got to make my point, y'all. The Temptations, man. At the time, they were known as Otis Williams and The Distance. All right. I believe it was Otis Williams and The Distance. But anyway, they met a lady by the name of, I think, Hattie Mae or Annie Mae, one of them. I want to say Hattie Mae. Y'all can correct me down below in the comments. But they met her, and Lamont Dozier was also writing songs for them as well, right? Because he had got his record deal. But Otis Williams and The Distance, who's later known as The Temptations, go to her door, okay? And from there, they end up cutting a record. I believe it was called Come On or something like that. But that was their opportunity. They just knew that, man, this is it. We gonna blow up. She gonna help us out. We gonna be on the radio. We gonna be superstars. Well, it didn't quite go like that. She ended up slamming the door in their faces because Otis was asking questions. Otis was like, hey, I understand that, you're the manager of this group, but hey, this is my group. All right. And speaking of my group, shouldn't we be getting paid? He was asking questions, and she just didn't like that. So she slammed the door in his face. And on top of that, I'm going to take your name. Otis Williams and The Distance belong to me, right? Well, time progressed. She ended up watching them blow up. They was on television with David Ruffin singing their hit record, okay, My Girl. This is how it operates, y'all. When people close the door in your face, slam the door in your face, they sit there and watch you be exalted. And then they slap their faces, start punching the air, screaming, pissed off because they had you right there in their hand and they missed the opportunity. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. You missed the opportunity, all right? Number three, it's going to be this right here, fam. Forced respect. Forced respect. Now, forced respect is okay with me, right? Because this is not about telling people, hey, you going to respect me. No, you got to respect my credentials. Yeah, you got to respect my success. Even if you don't like me, you got to respect what I did for the game. I get it. I got a lot of people over here who do not like Jay-Z and Beyonce. But for my point's sake, okay, a person like Jay-Z, you may not like him. He got big lips. He's ugly. Oh, I can't stand him. He sold his soul. Whatever the case is, y'all, you got to respect his success and his credentials and what he has built. He is arguably one of the best, not lyrically, but best rappers in terms of business-wise who did it. Not too many rappers became successful on the business side. Most times they get robbed, and then you find them on Unsung telling their story about how they became an alcoholic and a drug addict because the record label didn't pay them what they were owed. That's the typical story, right? And I'm not making fun of it, but it's just the reality. With Jay-Z, a lot of people say, well, if Biggie was here and if Tupac was here, he wouldn't have what he have. I mean, you can say that, but he is where he is. And last time I checked, we can't bring Pac and Biggie back. And I love Pac. I respect Biggie, but you got to respect Jay-Z's success as an artist. And what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that you're going to force people to respect you, no matter how much they dislike you, no matter how much they can't stand you, no matter how much disdain they have for you. They got to respect your consistency. They got to respect how hard you work. They got to respect how much you've built, all right? They got to respect your portfolio. They got to respect your resume. They got to respect you regardless, all right? So it's going to be forced respect of why your enemies will watch you blow up. Number 5, the last thing is going to be this right here, fam. Number 4, all right? Crushed expectations, okay? Crushed expectations. And so you got to look at it like this, y'all. No one watches a team harder than a person who betted against them. Okay, no one watches a team harder than a person who betted against that team. You follow what I'm saying? Like, if I'm betting on the Patriots to win and they're going against the Eagles, but the Eagles are winning and the Patriots are losing, I'm paying attention to that team who beating them. I hope somebody get hurt. I hope somebody get an interception. I hope the game starts turning around because y'all are the reason of why I'm losing. Fam, it's the same thing with yourself. People are betting on you to lose. People are betting that something happened. People are betting that you get a no. People are betting that you got to go back. All right? They betting on that. So no one watches a team or a person harder than the one that they are betting against. They don't watch them no harder than that. And the reason why that is because they got plans on you failing. They got plans on you losing. They got plans on that. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. The expectations are crushed, and you are the one who's crushing them. Number 5, it's going to be this right here, fam. They have to pass the baton, okay? They got to pass the baton. This reminds me of when big artists have other artists who's like coming up, or maybe they're unknown, or they may be popular, but they still need a big platform. So they sign to a big artist, okay? The stories have been that not all, but a lot of the big artists don't want to pass the baton. So you may have a person who's like Lil Wayne in 2015, 2010, early 2000s, right? And may have an artist like Drake, but keep them from being Drake. A person will say, well, he can't stop what God got for a person. That's true, right? That's true. But when a person is not operating in their calling, their gift, or on the path that God has for them, then it's a possibility that they could be hindered. You follow me? Sometimes he allows you to stay in situations that will hurt and harm you when he's already giving you the warnings. Warning come before destruction. When he's giving you the signs, he shows you your way out. You're choosing to stay there. You get what I'm saying? So sticking to the point, if you have an artist that's big as Lil Wayne, but he's holding Drake's, success hostage, it's a possibility that we don't know the Drake that we know today. Now, in my opinion, I believe that, Wayne really allowed him to sprout out, spread his wings and fly, become all you can become, bro. And he did that, right? But the point for me is that some people don't want to pass the baton, just like the big artists who don't want to pass the baton to the artists who signed to him. You rather keep them stagnant. You rather keep them low. You rather keep them away from the people that you know, right? Regardless of if it's going to affect your fan base or not, you have a duty that you've been called to do when you sign a person. You don't sign somebody and hold them hostage. I mean, in fact, you're working for the enemy. You're killing, you're stealing, and destroying. Allow that person to be set free. And that's the same thing with yourself, y'all. They have to pass the baton. They don't want to, but they got to give you the position. They got to pass the opportunity to you. They got to give you the resource. They got to give you the plug. They got to open the door for you. They have to pass the baton. If they don't, they're going to die with it. And I don't mean literally die, all right? But maybe their dreams die. Maybe the label die. Maybe the organization die. Maybe the ideas die. All right. What I'm saying, y'all, is that they got to pass the baton. It's in their best favor. It's in their greatest favor. A relay race will end if no one passed the baton. And if the race ends because of a person not passing the baton, they forfeit the game. They forfeit the race. You lost unnecessarily. All right. But with that being said, fam, we'll do a recap and then we'll conclude this video. But number 1, you're their primary focus. Number 2, they close the door on your face. Number 3, forced respect. Number 4, crushed expectations. And number 5, y'all, they have to pass the baton. There's no way around it. With that being said, fam, y'all be sure to get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy. You can check out any one of my books and keep a rich mentality. Peace.